Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Up now, we have Promote Your Product's Benefits with Independent Accreditation, presented by Francis Cain. Francis?
Thanks, Anne. Last day of Toy Fair. It's great to see people have shown up. Thank you very much. Second to last presentation. They've all been amazing. I've enjoyed quite a few of them myself, and I see some friendly faces in the audience. I'm just curious as to people who are here. Are there manufacturers here? Show of hands. Brands? And then inventors, maybe? Yeah, and have I missed any categories that might be present? Just give a shout. Maybe, no? So what we're going to talk about today is promoting your products through independent accreditation. I am from the Good Play Guide. We are a UK-based company which has launched recently into the US. The company that, what we do at Good Play Guide is really twofold. We have an industry-facing side of the business, which is accreditation, consultancy, and research. And then we have consumer-facing side of the business where the products that we take and accredit, we then promote to the public with direction to your website. I'm here really to talk about the importance of independent accreditation, how to use it to maximize your sales and your brand recognition, and then the difference between accreditation and awards. Often, I feel like a lot of people will use the same budget for awards and accreditation when actually accreditation is much more about research, development, and focus groups. So it really could be coming from your R&D budget rather than your PR and marketing budget. But let's get into it, and I can explain the differences for you. Good Play Guide, we're here really speaking about this particular topic for a couple of reasons. We've accredited over 1,000 children's products over the last few years, and we are the independent official partner for the Toy Association for their STEAM program. The STEAM program has really taken off over the last few years, and what accreditation is all about is really embodied by STEAM, and that we are there to help the industry standardize what accreditation means, what are the parameters, and how it can help your business stand apart in a very crowded market. Good Play Guide is a leading expert in our fields. We've been international media for the last 10 or 15 years. We've been on the Today Show, we've been BBC News, New York Times, The Guardian. We've even been asked to go and present our research findings in front of the House of Commons and the EU Parliament. So we do feel that we do have an expertise in the field. And now what I'd like to do is talk to you about the difference between accreditation versus an award. I think a lot of us have had awards presented for our products and for our brands, and these are a great way to promote your products if you have a short-term lead time. Usually awards are renewed yearly. Usually the awards can be PR-led, and they can be subjective. You might only have one or two reviewers for your awards. Not necessarily, but it is not unusual to have single users for your award reviews. Accreditation, on the other hand, happens much earlier in the process. If you think on a scale, on a linear scale, if you think of concept to getting your product on the shelf, your awards will be here towards the end of your production cycle, and your accreditation is going to be here at the very start or towards the start. And that really is the best time to have an accreditation come in. What can an accreditation do? Accreditation offers robust testing for your product. It could be something as simple as making sure that your age grade matches your instruction leaflets. If you've got instructions for a game that is geared towards a 6 to 8-year-old, and your instructions are actually written in language that is really better for a 12-year-old plus to understand, you're going to have a disconnection between your game or your product and your instruction sheet, which means that engagement is going to be low and potentially it's going to affect purchases. Accreditation is also usually based on evidence-based research and observation. So accreditation normally has 3, 4, 5 sets of testing with different lots of children and observers. Accreditation is normally for the lifetime of the product, and it is a great way to ensure that you've got quality assurance. So accreditation could be used for if you want to test and see how robust a product is in terms of how many times it can be used, how many groups of children can use the product for a long time, how often it is returned to, things like that. So awards and accreditation. Awards are great for short-term PR promotion. Let's say you get nominated for a toady, and you want to go ahead and for that purchasing cycle apply for an award so that you can shout out about it. That's great. You are developing a new product, or you want to enter into a new market and you need more robust research and observation about that product, then you start at the beginning of the cycle and you are doing accreditation. But actually, what can accreditation do for you and your product? One of the best things an accreditation can do is really build trust in your brand. What accreditation is a third-party, independent reviewer coming in to talk about your product, talk about how great it is, talk about developmental benefits, talk about why this product is different from other products that are on the market. I think we all know that we can all talk about how great our product is. It means something different to the consumer to have you talk about your own product than it does to have a third party talk about your product. So it's really important in terms of building trust in your brand to get that third party in. It helps you stand out from the competition for a lot of the same reasons. You have someone else saying and listing the benefits of your product, and you've got the evidence-based research to back that up. Another great thing about accreditation is it can protect your products from knockoffs or from cheap imitations. You've got the actual accreditation, the stamp on your product. Other brands, if they're trying to imitate your product, might not have that. And of course, raising brand awareness and, as I mentioned before, highlighting the benefits to your target audience. All of this together is going to mean increased sales, which really is the bottom line for all of us. So just an example of benefits of having an accreditation. This is a product that we accredited fairly recently, Cubo Toys. They went ahead and did research and a comparison between their own marketing efforts and then using our own brand and seal next to their accreditation. They had 40% more landing page views with the Good Play Guide seal, 19% more reach, and 29% lower cost per view versus using their own lifestyle images. So that third-party accreditation really can make a difference. So the other thing I'd like you to think about when you're doing accreditations is I want you to do your research. There are great accreditations out there. We are not the only one. But I do want you to think about a few things. Does the accreditation that you are going for, does it last for the lifetime of the product? This is going to have a major impact on your costs. Some will ask you to renew yearly. Some will be for 5 years. Others will be for the lifetime of the product. So do make sure that you are doing the entire equation for the cost of that product accreditation. Is it endorsed by experts? Do you have some kind of recognized partner within the accreditation process who is backing up your product? Does that person have industry expertise? Is that person recognized by the industry? Is that person a voice for endorsing products that is recognized nationally or within your product range? Does the accreditation have a consumer presence? If you can't find the accreditation anywhere when you're doing your searches, if there is no presence within the market, do have a think about that, because obviously you want your accreditation to have reach with the consumer. And can you wrap your marketing activity around it? If you've gotten accreditation, can you go ahead and wrap a press release around it? Can you make sure that you're wrapping your socials around it? Can you make sure that you can access any kind of segments from the reports you get from the accreditation and use that in a press release to go ahead and shout about your products? A great thing with accreditation marks, make sure to use them across all of your marketing and consumer activity. So here, LeMay's has used our TED Head stamp on their stands. Make sure to use it at your consumer events. You've paid for your accreditation. Use it everywhere you can. Use it across your e-retail platforms. Go ahead and put it on your Amazon pages. Put it on your socials. Put it on all of your TikToks. Put it everywhere you can. We have a lot of our accredited products that like to put Amanda's photo on there, for example, as the expert voice, especially when there is a quote. Just make sure that you have spent money on your accreditation. You've got it. You have to make it work hard for you. Make sure you use it in consumer press, on your products, at retails, on your instructions, absolutely everywhere you can. It's a short and sharp presentation on accreditation, but I would love to speak to any of you about it if you have questions on it. Is there anything immediately that comes to mind I'm happy to answer?
My question is, what are the top requirements that an inventor or a brand needs to meet in order to have an STEAM?
So the question is, what are the top priorities for a STEAM accreditation? On the Toy Association website, there is actually the entire list of what is needed. So it's science. You have to meet 2 of the STEM requirements, science, technology, engineering, and maths, and you have to be able to demonstrate arts within the product. There is an entire 25-page. We break it all down by ages, by stages, and what is needed within each category. So I would go into it. I can go into it with you over there, but I think it's going to take longer than 10 minutes. So, but thanks very much, everybody. Bit of a random babble on my part, but I really do believe very strongly in accreditation. It is really important, I think, in this particular market to make your products stand out. And having that evidence-based research is really important because it really underlines the product's benefits, and it helps you stand behind what it is you're producing so that you can really make a difference with your products. Thank you.